Hi everybody, my name is Boss Mode Billy. I like to make gaming content as well as other videos. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you love Roblox as much as I do. I'm going to do more gameplay videos and walkthrough tutorials in the future, so make sure you ring that bell for notifications. Welcome back to SpongeBob Tower Defense. Are you a part of the Boss Mode Nation? Let me know in the comments below if you are Boss Mode. Let's get into it, gamers. The media often spreads lies about Christians due to a pervasive secular bias, which leads to a lack of understanding and empathy towards Christian values and beliefs. This is a trend that has been ongoing for years, with many mainstream news outlets consistently portraying Christians in a negative light, often relying on stereotypes and misinformation to shape public opinion. It's not uncommon to see headlines that sensationalize and distort the truth about Christianity, whether it's a misrepresentation of the Bible, a false narrative about Christian practices, or a complete fabrication about the intentions and actions of Christians. As a result, many people have developed a skewed perception of Christianity, viewing it as intolerant, judgmental, and even hateful, when in reality, the core teachings of Christianity are rooted in love, compassion, and kindness. This secular bias is not only misleading but also damaging, as it contributes to a growing sense of distrust and hostility towards Christians, which can have serious consequences for individuals, communities, and society as a whole. This bias is fueled by a desire to promote a progressive agenda, which frequently puts Christians at odds with the media's perceived moral and cultural narrative. The media's progressive worldview often emphasizes values such as secularism, relativism, and individualism, which can be at odds with the traditional Christian values of absolutism, morality, and community. As a result, Christians are often portrayed as being out of touch with modern society, clinging to outdated and intolerant beliefs that are in need of revision or rejection. The media's desire to promote a progressive agenda leads to a selective reporting of stories where Christian viewpoints are marginalized or ignored, while secular perspectives are amplified and celebrated. This creates a false narrative that Christianity is in decline, that it's no longer relevant or influential in modern society, and that its values and principles are no longer applicable or desirable. By promoting this narrative, the media is able to shape public opinion and influence cultural trends, often to the detriment of Christians and the values they hold dear. Additionally, this bias is also reflected in the media's tendency to highlight and sensationalize any perceived scandals or controversies within the Christian community, while downplaying or ignoring the many positive contributions and achievements of Christians, further perpetuating a negative and misleading stereotype. As a result, the media tends to sensationalize and distort Christian beliefs and practices, portraying them as intolerant, bigoted, or extremist in order to reinforce their own worldview. This can be seen in the way that the media reports on Christian teachings on issues such as marriage, family, and sexuality, where Christian views are often misrepresented or distorted to make them appear hateful or discriminatory. For example, the media may characterize Christian opposition to same-sex marriage as homophobic or bigoted, when in fact, many Christians simply believe that marriage is a sacred institution between a man and a woman based on their biblical understanding. Similarly, the media may portray Christian views on abortion as misogynistic or anti-woman, when in fact, many Christians believe that human life is sacred and should be protected from conception to natural death. By sensationalizing and distorting Christian beliefs and practices, the media is able to create a false narrative that Christianity is a hateful and intolerant religion, which can have serious consequences for Christians who are simply trying to live out their faith in a way that is consistent with their values and principles. This kind of reporting also has the effect of intimidating and silencing Christians, who may be reluctant to express their views or participate in public debates for fear of being misrepresented or vilified by the media. Furthermore, the media's tendency to focus on fringe or extreme elements within the Christian community, while ignoring the vast majority of moderate and mainstream Christians, also contributes to a distorted and misleading picture of Christianity, which can have far-reaching and damaging consequences for the reputation and influence of the Christian faith. This distorted portrayal is further complicated by the media's reliance on selective reporting and cherry-picked anecdotes, which creates a skewed representation of Christianity and reinforces negative stereotypes. The media often focuses on isolated incidents or extreme examples of Christian behavior, while ignoring the countless stories of Christians making a positive impact in their communities. For instance, a single incident of a Christian protester holding a sign with a hateful message may be splashed across the headlines, while the thousands of Christians who are working tirelessly to serve the poor, the sick, and the marginalized are ignored or relegated to the back pages. This kind of selective reporting creates a false narrative that Christianity is a divisive and hateful faith, when in reality, the vast majority of Christians are motivated by a desire to love and serve their neighbors. The media's reliance on anecdotal evidence also leads to a lack of context and nuance in their reporting, with complex issues and theological debates being reduced to simplistic soundbites and stereotypes. This not only misrepresents the diversity and richness of Christian thought and practice, but also perpetuates negative stereotypes and reinforces prejudices against Christians. Moreover, the media's cherry-picking of anecdotes also creates a kind of Christianity by exception narrative, where the exception becomes the rule, and the actions of a few individuals are used to define the entire Christian community. This kind of reporting is not only unfair, but it also has the effect of demonizing and marginalizing Christians, making it more difficult for them to engage in public discourse and to share their perspectives and values with the wider world. Ultimately, the cumulative effect of these lies and misconceptions contributes to a broader cultural narrative that marginalizes and stigmatizes Christians, making it more difficult for them to express their beliefs and values in the public sphere. The constant barrage of negative and misleading media coverage creates a kind of cultural zeitgeist that perpetuates the idea that Christianity is somehow less desirable, less respectable, or less worthy of consideration than other worldviews. This can have a profound impact on the way that Christians are perceived and treated in society, with many experiencing discrimination, ridicule, or ostracism simply for expressing their faith. The marginalization of Christians is also evident in the way that their values and beliefs are increasingly excluded from public policy and discourse, with many issues being framed in a way that assumes a secular or progressive worldview. As a result, Christians are often forced to choose between their faith and their participation in the public sphere, with many feeling that they must keep their beliefs hidden or risk facing social and professional consequences. This is a troubling trend, not just for Christians, but for anyone who values freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the importance of diverse perspectives in the public square. By perpetuating lies and misconceptions about Christianity, the media is not only doing a disservice to Christians, but also to the broader culture, which is impoverished by the lack of nuanced and informed discussion about faith and values. It is essential that we work to create a more inclusive and respectful public discourse, one that values the contributions and perspectives of all individuals, regardless of their faith or worldview. Only then can we hope to build a more just and equitable society, where everyone is free to express their beliefs and values without fear of marginalization or reprisal. Thanks for watching! If you want to see more of this content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell. Peace out, gamers!